Hello, my name is Mason McCormick, and this is my research presentation for environmental health. My topic that I'll be covering today is methylmercury effects on both women and children. Now, before we describe what methylmercury is, you'd first have to describe mercury. And mercury is a naturally occurring element that is found in air, water, and soil. Mercury is a very toxic and poisonous element, and even a little bit, when it is found in a human, can be very poisonous for them. And the way that methylmercury is made is that once mercury is inside the environment, it can turn into methylmercury by bacteria. Now, methylmercury symptoms include blindness, deafness, growth problems, impaired mental functioning, lung function impairment, and small head. And as the name implies, this is when a baby has a very abnormally small head. Methylmercury is mainly found in seafood and can poison humans when consumed. So this works by when a fish consumes pollution that may contain methylmercury is inside that fish. And when a human consumes that fish, they too are poisoned by the methylmercury. And that can have many effects depending on their own health and so on. The main effect of methylmercury is impaired neurological development, which includes cognitive thinking, memory, attention, language, both fine motor and visual spatial skills. And this mainly affects the fetuses as well, because they are very prone to methylmercury poisoning when their mothers consume methylmercury in food. And this is what mainly causes birth defects when those babies are born. Exposure in the environment. Now, from a research study done in Hong Kong, the fish species that had the most methylmercury concentration was frozen fish cod. And this research was done by using a questionnaire asking both children in Hong Kong and their mothers. It was also found that around 15% of children and 10% of mothers were exposed to methylmercury levels over the reference dose. So this means that they were exposed to methylmercury levels that were unsafe for them already, which was too much. Now, within another study in Sweden, even though the methylmercury exposure levels varied between years of sampling, they concluded there was still a need for further observation and monitoring. This is because they reference a different study that goes on to state that it has been predicted there are current and future climate changes that are likely to increase methylmercury exposure to humans via fish and seafood. Now, health outcomes, risks, and benefits. Now, according to a study, methylmercury was the cause of 22% of over 1 million illnesses in 2015, the main disease endpoint being intellectual disability. It has also caused nearly 2 million DALYs for people who have been intoxicated by the methylmercury. And DALY means disability adjusted life years. So that means those are years off of their life that is affected by them having a disability caused by methylmercury poisoning. Even though there are these risks consuming fish that can potentially cause methylmercury poisoning, there are also benefits to consuming fish, such as high levels of omega-3 fatty acids and vitamins A, B, and D. So this is something that one must consider when they consume fish, because even though that there is a chance that they can be poisoned by methylmercury, there's also many benefits that can sometimes outweigh that risk of being poisoned, because omega-3 fatty acids is very good for brain development, especially with young kids and people growing up. So even though that there is that risk, it is also important to know the limits of consuming fish, and also which means you should really make sure you have a healthy diet. So preventing methylmercury poisoning. For the ones who are most at risk, mothers and their children who are still growing, it is crucial for them to maintain a healthy diet and be aware of what they are eating. This is the best way to prevent methylmercury poisoning the mother and their children so that they may grow healthy and strong without the harmful effects of methylmercury. These are my references, and thank you very much.